the Cable, we provide much more than just the fastest and most reliable internet service. We fill the homes of all our customers with joy and laughter. Our services connect friends and keep families together. With the most extensive fiber optic network, we ensure that you can enjoy the things you love with the people you love. Whether it's catching up with family or old friends, or simply just enjoying your favorite TV shows, people choose the Cable because quality shows.
Why read the news when you can watch it? Introducing SKN Newsline, the Federation's only online TV news platform. SKN Newsline is an online TV news platform covering news in St. Kitts and Nevis. We provide a daily and accurate news on the big stories and stories of interest that other media outlets have ignored. You can watch SKN Newsline on our website, www.sknnewsline.com, or Facebook page at www.fb.com/SKN Newsline, and also subscribe to our SKN Newsline YouTube channel. SKN Newsline, your world, your news.
Now you can have SKN Newsline on the go. Introducing SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Search SKN Newsline in the Google Play Store. Download the app free and stay up to date with TV news in St. Kitts and Nevis in the palm of your hands. With this app, you can watch our news reports, watch our live news feed on SKN Newsline TV, engage with us and other app users in the chat room, look at our special features, send us news tips, and call us directly. It's news on the go. The SKN Newsline Android mobile app. Download it free today.
As a fisherman, I use the marine resource wisely so I can conserve our biodiversity, so I can fish for life. It's all about balance.
I preserve biodiversity by the way that I farm. It takes care of my family. It's all about balance.
I have enjoyed these seas all my life. I do my best to conserve our biodiversity because I want my children and my grandchildren to enjoy them as much as I do. It's all about balance.
I'm a park ranger, and my job is to properly manage our protected areas and conserve our biodiversity. It's all about balance.
Youth, let's play a part in conserving our biodiversity and maintaining our natural resources. It's all about balance.
For life, for livelihood, for the future of St. Kitts and Nevis, let's all conserve our biodiversity and use our natural resources wisely. It's all about balance.
Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris is dismissing a report from the Daily Mail newspaper which seems to suggest he was involved in a corruption case now in the UK courts. The case in question involves a UK-based business tycoon accused of bribing Caribbean politicians. Property tycoon Peter Singh Verdi has been accused of bribing high-ranking Caribbean politicians after secretly taped telephone calls emerged in a High Court judgment issued last week. Both men deny any wrongdoing. Mr. Verdi and business associate Dieter Trussler were taped making reference to the topic of payments or gifts to government officials. On one transcript of the phone conversation, reference was made to the Antiguan energy minister asking for money. The judgment also records that Mr. Verdi told Mr. Trussler that the Prime Minister of St. Kitts was visiting and he was, quote, taking him and his entourage for dinner this evening, so be ready for a big bill, end quote. A statement from the Prime Minister's office on Sunday said, quote, given the seriousness of the innuendo in the article that officials from St. Kitts and Nevis had any involvement in this matter, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris states emphatically and unequivocally that since Team Unity was elected, the integrity of the office of the Prime Minister has at all times been maintained to the highest standards to which citizens and residents of the Federation are entitled to and must hold their government. The judgment references a period of time beginning in 2014. Prime Minister Harris cannot speak to what may have occurred prior to his assumption of office of the Prime Minister on February 18, 2015. Prime Minister Harris confirms that the Team Unity government has not entered into any agreements with the parties referenced in the article. Prime Minister Harris and Team Unity are committed to upholding the rule of law and protecting the reputation of the Federation at the local, regional, and international levels. Protecting and serving the interests of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis is the foundation of how Team Unity governs this nation. The Prime Minister has consulted with senior legal counsel in an effort to determine the next steps, end quote. The court in the UK emphasized in the meantime that nothing in the judgment was a final adjudication of the precise meaning of the transcripts. The full story can be found on the Daily Mail website at www.dailymail.co.uk under the heading Tory donor embroiled in £43 million fraud allegations is now accused of bribing high-ranking Caribbean politicians. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like your boat when you're at sea and you get away from everything. Your home and the security of your daughter's things. And the car that you've had for too long, but after all these years, you just can't let go. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
The opposition St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party is calling for the resignation of Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris for an alleged corruption allegation case involving a UK tycoon Peter Singh Verdi, who has been accused of attempting to bribe Caribbean politicians.
Transcripts produced in a high court in London in connection with a bribery investigation against billionaire businessman Peter Verdi and his business partner appear to disclose reasonable grounds to believe that bribes and expensive gifts were given to Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Timothy Harris.
The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis has already refuted any suggestion that his government was involved in any form of corruption surrounding the case, and claimed the incident in question occurred before he became Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. Another release from the government published on Times Caribbean Monday suggested that the government would be investigating the matter, alleging that the case involved opposition leader Dr. Denzil Douglas, who was Prime Minister in 2014. But Dr. Douglas, during a Labour Party press conference called on Monday, said the court transcripts indicated that the conversation took place in 2016.
Transcripts produced in the court were of at least 6 intercepted phone calls between Peter Verdi and his business partner, made between February of 2016 and November of 2016. These conversations began about exactly 12 months, a mere 12 months after Harris became Prime Minister of our country, St. Kitts and Nevis.
Dr. Douglas said he believes there is more to be uncovered in this matter.
What the world already knows, it is my belief that there is much more to uncover. What we know already about this matter has disqualified Dr. Timothy Harris from holding the position of Prime Minister. Yet there is more to come. We have seen only the tip of the iceberg, we are told. Even more of the truth will be revealed as the criminal trial proceeds in London. Lord Justice Holroyd of the High Court in London, in his judgment on Friday, indicated that the National Crime Agency in the United Kingdom alleges that the intercepted conversations lawfully obtained by the police implicated Mr. Peter Verdi and his partner in conspiring, and I quote here, in conspiring to bribe corrupt officials, indicated that they had discussed bribes demanded by and paid to the Prime Minister of St. Kitts, and included a recording of a conversation between the claimant, that is, Mr. Verdi and his partner, and the Antiguan minister negotiating the amount of money due to the minister personally for introducing Mr. Verdi to officials of St. Lucia and, of course, of St. Kitts and Nevis. End of quote.
The conversation between Mr. Verdi and his business partner were taped and acquired by the German police as part of a tax fraud investigation of Mr. Verdi. The Prime Minister has said that he has sought legal counsel on the matter. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
You're watching SKN Newsline TV live on sknnewsline.com.
The Cable, we provide much more than just the fastest and most reliable internet service. We fill the homes of all our customers with joy and laughter. Our services connect friends and keep families together. With the most extensive fiber optic network, we ensure that you can enjoy the things you love with the people you love. Whether it's catching up with family or old friends, or simply just enjoying your favorite TV shows, People choose the cable because quality shows.
After racking up good results in recent matches and booking a playoff spot in the Final Four, Sol Island Auto Supply's Connery FC got a humbling on Saturday night after SL Horsford St. Paul's demolished them 5-0 in the SKNFA National Bank Premier League. From the get-go, it was all St. Paul's, as Javon Leader scored the first goal in the 5th minute, followed by Petrez Williams in the 19th minute with the second goal. Julian Benjamin struck twice in the 24th minute to make it 3-0 at halftime, and again in the 63rd minute. And Akio Benjamin rounded off the demolition with an 85th minute strike. For coach Austin Deco Huggins of St. Paul's, the mentality of his team from the start was to get the 3 points.
The strategy was to make sure that the players be mentally prepared. We know what we had to face coming into this game.
Assistant coach of Connery, Delwyn Delaney, felt his team needed to play better despite qualifying for a playoff spot in the Final Four.
I mean, St. Paul's were the hungrier of the two teams. They attacked us. Their first two balls, first to second balls. They were hungrier.
In the night's other match, the newly sponsored Montserrat Antilles Plastics Newtown FC brushed aside St. Thomas Trinity United 2-0. Both goals came from Johannes Mitchell in the 49th minute through a penalty kick and the 66th minute. Despite the win, coach Anthony Isaac of Newtown FC said the approach of his players towards the game of football must change if Newtown are to be the once dominant force in local football.
I'll give it 80%. We're still up to the level from where we started for the first round.
Coach Roger Hendrickson of St. Thomas felt his players were a bit too relaxed and stressed the urgency of the final matches of round 3 to ensure they remain in the Premier League.
We come out to play football tonight. Just come out and I feel like we don't step and we need it to continue.
Defending champions Flow, 4GK and Rockets are making no bones about their seriousness to make the playoffs and defend their title after a 9-1 trouncing of relegation-bound TGE Deer Bay Eagles on Sunday. Alex Charles scored a hat-trick in the 8th, 11th and 86th minutes. Don Roy Liebert added the third goal for the team in the 70th minute, Melroy Morton scoring in the 41st minute, Carlos Bertie also scoring a hat-trick in the 36th, 65th and 74th minutes, and Nigel Thom rounding out the demolition in the 88th minute. The lone goal from DAB came at the stroke of halftime in the 45th minute by Jason Phipps. Meanwhile, Fastcash Saddlers United suffered a setback in their bid to avoid relegation after losing 1-0 to Hobson Enterprises Garden Hotspurs. Rowan Wigley scored the clincher in the 77th minute and piled on more pressure on Saddlers United that are still in the relegation zone. Meanwhile, Rams Village Superstars, still at the top of the league, defeated Elko Limited St. Peter's 3-1. Kadil Samuel scored an own goal in the 21st minute, Kimari Rogers scoring in the 24th minute to double the lead for Village, and just 1 minute later, Javon Amory scoring in the 25th minute. Tiquantiro scored a consolation penalty kick in the 90th minute.
Come on down to Kingdom Hair on Church Street, Bastille for all your hair accessories and supplies. At Kingdom Hair, you get the best in braids, weaves, wigs, accessories, barber supplies, manicure and pedicure supplies, and cosmetics. We take it to another level with electrical items, hair products, and salon furniture. Our customer service is second to none and is seen from the very moment you enter our store. All at Kingdom Hair in the Charles Wilkin Building on Church Street, Bastille. Telephone number 466-8727. Kingdom Hair, your beauty supply store.
The Global Life Foundation, GLF, headed by Dr. Denzel Douglas, was officially launched recently at a ceremony at the Royal St. Kitts Hotel in Frigate Bay. The objectives of the foundation are to promote human health and well-being, to encourage practices that combat climate change, to emphasize sustainable energy, to facilitate lifelong learning, to support sustainable economic ventures, and to support youth and female employment. Guest speaker at the launch was Dr. J. Edward Green, Special Advisor for UNAIDS and Pan-Caribbean Partnership Against HIV PANCAP. He gave a synopsis of the role of the foundation.
The foundation is required to involve experts, using research to guide policies and training, think tanks to encourage sharing ideas and best practices, and building new communications networks, including the social media, to engage new leadership especially among the youth.
He highlighted the work of Dr. Douglas in health, sustainable development and education and the role he will play in GLF. He said GLF is required under Dr. Douglas's leadership to develop the art of keeping faith in causes that will take a long time to materialize.
These may sound lofty goals, but I believe that they are essential to the credibility and the success of the foundation. As the former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said at the Civil Society Forum in 2016 at the UN's launching of the Sustainable Development Goals, I quote, "One of the main lessons I have learned is that partnerships are the key to solving broad challenges. When governments, business, philanthropies, and civil society work hand in hand, we can achieve great things."
Patrons were shown a video of the effects of climate change on the environment and the challenge for persons to play their part in remaining in good health and protecting the environment. The Foundation's Board of Governors will seek to project proposals from organizations and individuals who are committed to the promotion of cohesive communities, sustainable employment ventures, and environmentally sound practices. I am Gabrielle Thompson for SKN Newsline.
The Cable, we provide much more than just the fastest and most reliable internet service. We fill the homes of all our customers with joy and laughter. Our services connect friends and keep families together. With the most extensive fiber optic network, we ensure that you can enjoy the things you love with the people you love. Whether it's catching up with family or old friends, or simply just enjoying your favorite TV shows, people choose the Cable because quality shows.
At Nagico, the things that matter to you matter to us. Like knowing you're covered when your house gets flooded, getting your settlements quickly and fairly when a fire hits your home, and making sure your business can keep going even after an accident happens on site. At Nagico, we're about much more than just insurance. We're about the big things and the small things that mean everything.
Former St. Kitts Nevis Olympian Virgil Hodge will be inducted in the Hall of Fame of the Texas Christian University, TCU, later this year. Virgil spoke to SK Newsline recently about this latest achievement.
I entered TCU in 2004 on full track scholarship there. Went there to represent, to run the 100, 200 meters. While I was there, I was able to win conferences and be a part of national team, 8-time All-American and conference champion, like I said, and went to the Olympics, represented my country, and that's one of the reasons why I was chosen to be in this Hall of Fame for 2018.
Virgil said she felt honored to have been considered by the school for such a noble accolade, in light of her hard work and performance as an athlete representing TCU while she attended the school.
I'm just honored, like, before you graduate, they will tell you, hey, in 10 years, you'll have a chance to be in the Hall of Fame. Because I knew what I've done for the school, kind of like, hey, I know I'm going to make it, So it was just surprising. Last year, the coach who was there, who didn't originally recruited me, but who came in probably a year after I was there, he told me there would be a possibility of me coming up, getting the Hall of Fame. So I must prepare, myself. So when I got the call a couple of weeks ago from the director of the Lettermen's Association at TCU, I felt like crying, at that moment, now you realize, hey, I made it. This is it.
The Star Olympian believes this latest achievement will highlight the result of her hard work, not only representing TCU, but also the Federation on the international level.
After you work so hard, whether it's on the track or in school, you want somebody to recognize it, regardless of what. We had our very own Kim Collins, been inducted a couple of years back. He also went to TCU and have done so many things for the school on the track. And you just say, hey, even though the school offered you a full scholarship, you went there to do some sort of, what must I say? You went there to represent them as well and represent your country, represent yourself.
Virgil has a word for up-and-coming female athletes from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Study academics and make sure your grades are good, and then if you have the ability, whether it's track or basketball, football, make sure that you have someone who will be able to motivate you to push forward and get you out there, whether it's in the United States or even in Jamaica, wherever it is, to continue your career.
Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.
Think smart. Be safe. Get Keep. Guardian Emergency Alert Plus by Secure Guard. You are never alone.
A report reaching SKN Newsline suggests that a wanted man in Jamaica was able to leave St. Kitts and Nevis without being arrested, but was instead arrested in Antigua and Barbuda. Fitzroy Andre Kaur, a Jamaican fugitive who was reportedly hiding out in St. Kitts, was wanted in Jamaica for a case of shooting with intent committed in December 2017. That's according to the Jamaica Observer of January 19, 2018, which names Kaur among a police list of Jamaica's 30 most wanted. Fitzroy Andre Kaur, otherwise called Bees, whose last known address is Alexander Drive, Farm District, Clarendon. Kaur is 23-year-old, dark complexion, medium build, and is about 170 centimeters, 5 feet 7 inches tall. Antigua Newsroom reported that Kaur was apprehended and taken into custody during a joint operation between Antigua police and immigration officials at the airport on Friday. He had just disembarked Liat Flight 317 from St. Kitts, where he was hiding over a period of time, according to the Antigua Newsroom. A Grays Farm woman was also taken into custody by police and is assisting them with their investigations into the matter. Both Antigua and Barbuda police and immigration officials are currently making arrangements to have a wanted fugitive escorted out of the country and handed over to Jamaican authorities sometime next week. According to the police high command in St. Kitts and Nevis, it had not received a wanted bulletin from the police authorities in Jamaica for Kaur. Audrey Huey, SKN Newsline.
You're watching SKN Newsline TV live on sknnewsline.com.